back to Parfait TV. I'm your boy Chris Gaines, and I'm sitting here with who?
Parfait. But y'all get your Parfait TV gear today.
Yeah, man.
For
so
sure,
tell us
for
about
sure.
yourself, man. Where you from and how you got started in the music industry?
Well, I am from Lafayette. I got started in the music industry, honestly, in the club, and just kind of blossomed from there.
Okay. So what made you want to get into the industry?
I started listening to an artist named Marley Shakur, and he just inspired me to start promoting. And in high school, you know, I had a promotions company, and a lot of people don't know that I started in promotions. So I have a background in that as well as a lot of other things.
Okay, what's the foundation of promotion? A lot of people don't know.
Promotion is basically using your voice to get people out there. Like, let's say I want to take Parfait TV as a brand. I go to different artists that I work with. Hey, y'all book with Parfait TV. You know, get his numbers up and, you know, really expand his brand.
Okay. Has there been any artists that you've kind of got to the next level yet?
In terms of what? Like,
maybe got a contract?
Not yet. But I mean, there are a lot of people that I've worked with that I put on, you know, celebrities, and you know, they benefited a little bit. Okay. Not like signed with anybody yet, but
okay. To this day, can you count in your mind how many pictures you've actually taken?
Oh, at least 100,000.
100,000.
If not more than 100, yeah.
100,000.
Within my almost 6-7 years, yes, easily.
So you've hit the shutter button 100,000 times.
Easily.
Okay. Shout
Easily.
Okay, so when you take your pictures and stuff like that, like, do you like going back and edit pictures? Because a lot of people don't like doing stuff like that.
A lot of people, like, I hate it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the finished product, and you have to do what's best for the photos. So, I mean, I used to take, like, I remember whenever I first started, I actually would edit like 30-40 photos in a night, and now I just don't have that same enthusiasm. Like, I'll edit them, but I barely, you know, do a lot to them. I don't smooth the skin. I don't because I shoot a lot of things really, really great off my camera. So it's like, it doesn't need all that extra stuff.
Right.
So I like to keep it pure and simple and natural.
Okay, I heard through the grapevine you was you hooked up with Bishop Dunn Magic Wand. Is that true?
Yes, I actually am working on his live show. He does a live show every Saturday. They wanted a female on production, so I'm interning over there. Definitely giving a huge shout out to Bishop, China Doll, and the whole Bishop and Friends crew. I definitely can't wait to be a part of you guys. Can't wait to come every Saturday. Can't wait to see what the future holds. For sure.
Yeah. So how did you go about getting your name Parfait?
Parfait is actually my last name. I actually started going by Parfait probably about 2-3 years ago. Okay, and
when you got into the media industry, was your family and friends supportive?
My mom was. My mom is really my only family. But yeah, everybody was pretty supportive. A lot of people didn't understand why I didn't want to work a day job. Wanted to just chase hard and fast after this dream. A lot of people didn't understand it, but at the end of the day, you know, I had to do what's best for me.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the not wanting to be like everybody else and wanting to chase your dreams and people not really believing in you. And let's talk about the hustle behind that.
Right. Well, I mean, there was a lot. Like, being a female in the industry, like, it's definitely, in a male-dominated industry, it's hard because everybody expects you to sleep your way to the top. So, I mean, I had to out-hustle everybody in the room, basically. So, I mean, I had to just elevate my hustle from just not working a day job. Like, I knew I wanted to be the first person to touch 6 figures in my family. So, in order to do that, I wasn't going to punch no time clock. So.
Right. So, from then to now, was it worth it?
Definitely. Absolutely, definitely. Like, I wake up and I schedule my own time. I mean, there are some times when, you know, the day before the bills due, you know, and living paycheck to paycheck. But I mean, I'm stabilizing. I'm actually, you know, living my dream. I'm waking up every day making my own decisions. So, I mean, you can't put a price on that.
Okay. How did you and Shakur hook up?
Me and Marley Shakur, I actually listened to him. My ex-girlfriend played one of his videos one time, and I loved it. And I reached out to him, and I was like, I want to work with you, and I love your music. And I started out as just a fan, and then he grew to family.
Okay, so how is he as an artist, just one-on-one?
As an artist, just one-on-one, like, he's very humble, he's very knowledgeable, he's like the older brother I really never had. Like, I appreciate his existence. He's guided me in so many ways, both, music-wise and non-music-wise.
Right.
For sure.
So let's talk about some of the ups and downs that you've had in the music industry so far, like the pros and cons, because everybody see the finished product on TV,
Thanks.
everybody hear the finished songs, but people don't really hear about the bad days, let's talk about some of that.
They don't hear about the nights when you sleep on the floor of the hotel room because you went on tour with an artist and you all are packed into a room. They don't tell you about the fact that, when you go on tour with a certain artist, you have your own room, and then, the artist's friends, the artist tells them to go in your room, to chill, and that becomes the lounge spot, and you can't even sleep comfortably in your bed because it's all, all guys, and I'm the only female in the room. Like, they don't tell you about those times. But, I mean, the grind was worth it. It got me to where I am. Nothing bad happened, thankfully. And I mean, in this industry, it's a grimy industry. Like, you gotta get in where you fit in.
Okay. In an industry where most people get ignored, how did you hook up with Afroman?
Honestly, I went backstage with Afro to get some pictures of him, and he liked my personality. He liked who I was. He liked, my pictures. So he's like, meet me at at Cracker Barrel the next day. And I was like, lunch with Afroman. So by the end of lunch, we stopped in front of my house, and he was like, I want you to pack 10 days worth of clothing in like 5 minutes and go. So I went on tour with him after.
When you normally meet someone that's famous or someone that's on TV and like you meet them in person, what's the one thing that you notice that's different? Is people normally taller, shorter, chubbier, skinnier?
I mean, honestly, like, some people look the same, but the camera does add 10 pounds.
Right.
So, I mean, some people are not as tall as you expect them to be. Like me, like, people think I'm, like, through my Instagram photos, I'm like, 5'5" or something, but I'm only a little bitty 4'10". So. Okay,
for people who just thinking I'm just talking to anybody right now, which I'm not, give us a rundown of some of the artists you're associated with.
I've worked with Lil Baby, I've worked with Plies, I've worked with Lil Wayne, I've worked with Caesar from Black Ink, I've worked with Afroman, Bishop Don Magic Juan, of course, I've worked with Birdman, I've worked with G-Nade, I've worked with Fox, Webby, Mouse, a few BR legends, Q-Red, just different people that, they make their noise sometimes behind the scenes, but, I just kind of make my waves with the bigger people as well.
Right. Who are some of the people that you want to work with?
I definitely have my sights set on DaBaby right now. I definitely want to work with DaBaby. He's somebody I definitely want to have in my lens. Another artist that I've been really, really want to work with is Hoser. He's a kind of an alternative artist. He's really good.
Okay. All right, man. So, back on LA for a second. I heard the Bishop got a live show that you're part of, right?
Yes.
We want to bring up to date on that.
Okay, so I went to the show with Afroman, and they honestly needed somebody on production to help run things. And his co-host mentioned, like, yeah, come Parfait, like, come every Saturday, we need you on production. So I'm gonna be the only female on production, when I go every Saturday when I get back to LA. So I'm excited. Shout out to the Bishop and Friends show. Watch on every Saturday at 4, and it is on Bishop's Live on Instagram. Check that out. For sure,
okay,
for sure.
Cool. So did you get a chance to attend the Players Ball?
I did. Players Ball 2020 was really, really dope. I got to meet so many really cool people and, network, and I got some really great images of Afro and Bishop as well.
Is it really so much women, like how it be on TV? Like, is that really how it would be? Like with the pimps and the hoes?
Yeah.
That's true?
Yeah. There was, people that do this for a living. Like,
so it's an actual lifestyle people are living. That's
definitely actual. Like, it's crazy how, like, when you go to events like that, like, I went as Afro's photographer. I keep my camera on me. Afro did an interview with Soft White Underbelly, and they wanted to do, him pimping. and talking about, him doing that. And it's like they were asking so deep questions, and I was trying to get, pictures of him doing the interview, but they made me put my camera down and made me sit with the girls that he was with as well, and made it look like we were a unit. And it's like, no, I'm his photographer. I'm not one of the girls that does that for him. And it's like, for them to forcibly, put me into the group, it kind of silenced me. Like, it made me feel some type of way, because like, no, I'm not here for that. And then they proceeded to ask, like, are these the girls that sell themselves for you? Like, things like that. So it's like, I definitely didn't feel comfortable with that.
So you got mistaken for being a worker?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, pretty much. Like, they didn't want to hear the fact that, no, I don't do that. Like,
so wait,
no.
And somebody walked to you thinking that you a worker?
No. Okay, so here's what happened. They were set up in a hotel room. They wanted to do an interview with Afroman. Afro came and did the interview. He thought that they were going to do it without music. They brought in his other lifestyle. So it's like, he had two pretty girls on his arm. The producer made me go put my camera down and sit with the girls. And I was, lumped in with them. And he was like, are these the three that's in your stable? Like, are these the three that, sell themselves for you? It's like, it was, no, I don't do that. Like, no. So it's like, it was a very interesting experience. And like, being a female in the industry, like, you can get mistaken for a lot of things. So it's like, I really got to work twice as hard to really define myself as not that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yeah, that was crazy.
Right. Well, I see your camera in your hand. You want to give us a little?
For sure. It is a Nikon D3500. That's what I'm shooting with right now.
Okay.